amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na-eja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Hello, good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us this beautiful morning. So I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. Today is the 7th day of June 2024, and the time now is 5 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. My name is Mazi Sochima Mbanali. Mazi Sochima Mbanali is from Olu province of Biafra land. Once more, I welcome you to this hallowed platform. I welcome you to Sunrise on Radio Biafra. I welcome you this beautiful and wonderful day. Sunrise is here with you every morning from 5 until 7 a.m. Biafra time. It is the time for sunrise. And I must say it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you this morning. Our religion is Biafra, and we worship here on Radio Biafra. This is where we conscientize ourselves. This is where we inform ourselves. This is also where we motivate ourselves. Here on the radio, here on Radio Biafra. You can join us on FM at 102.1 FM on your radio. We are also streaming live on satellite, and we are also streaming on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are apps that you can download easily from your app store. We are also streaming live on our website, ipob.org, that is ipob.org, and radiobiafra.co. That is radiobiafra.co. We are also streaming on Facebook, Radio Biafra on Facebook. We are there. Also, Sunrise on Radio Biafra. We are there live this morning. Unfortunately, yesterday we were unable to go live on Facebook, but today we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and you'll find us on Sunrise on Radio Biafra. Sunrise on Radio Biafra. Ensure that you subscribe. Ensure that you are part of this movement, this great and wonderful movement. So once more, I say good morning to you and welcome to Radio Biafra. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. It is a beautiful morning. Here we are experiencing winter. In South Africa, it is the time for winter, very cold. If you have people here, you must advise them to take care. You must advise them to keep warm. It is a very cold time. But it is not as cold as what has been bringing shivers down our spine, especially what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in Aba since past couple of days, about 6-7 days now. Aba has been under the Nigeria military invasion, which has led to the abduction and the killing of so many of our people in Aba. On the 3rd of May, for example, 2024, 3rd of May, there is a Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia from Ohanze, a son of His Royal Highness Ezengozi Obia, a HND2 public administration student of Abia State Polytechnics, Aba, was shot dead and killed at his father's house in Ohanze, Obingwa, by some Nigeria Army officials, by some Nigeria Army personnel. As they invaded the palace of the king, they shot and killed this innocent man together with his friend. So on that day, they killed 2 people, this young man and his friend, by Nigeria Army. Later, the Nigeria Army claimed that they were giving wrong information. Later, their excuse was that they were giving wrong information. But unfortunately, that's already led to the death of these 2 young men. And today, the Nigeria Army is trying to tell people that they have not killed anybody. Today they are telling people that they have not killed anybody. And this is the Nigeria army. This is what you have in Nigeria, what people are going through in Nigeria. Now go to Imo community, where the residents live in fear. In Imo State, the residents in Imo State, people who own the land, live in fear in their own land. And few days ago, about 4 days ago, there is a police officer, an inspector called Okebata, alias Kilamberry. According to news, Kilamberry has converted the only health center in their village into a detention center. And some days ago, some people protested. Imo citizens protested. Excuse me for that. Imo citizens protested against this killing. I want to play the protest as covered by Sahara reporters on Imo State. These people protested. This rogue police inspector called Facebook. Okay, we're back. 2, that this police officer is what's the word? I'm trying to find the word. Is one of those who are organizing oil bunkering. Oil bunkering. This police officer, Inspector Okebata, alias Kill and Bury. So one of the problems that we are having is we keep calling those who created the mess to fix the mess. That is one of the problems that our people keep having. Should I say our people, or should I say Nigerians keep having? And I do not know what to call that, honestly. I don't know what to call it. Why is it that we expect people who created the problem that we are facing in the first place to fix it? Why do we expect those who created the mess? Why is it that when, for instance, people in Oklahoma were being killed by the military, people were calling the federal government, the same federal government that sent the military there to kill them, to come and rescue them, the same government that sent the military to kill them is the one that we called upon, people called upon to rescue them. Now look at what is happening in Aba when the information came that the governor of Aba was asking them to stop killing, stop abducting people. They said no, that the order to stop will only come from the federal, because Tinubu already gave them order to abduct as much as they could and kill as much as they could. It is in his press, the information he released, where he accused falsely a president of Nigeria, falsely accusing IPOB for being part of for organizing the killing of the soldiers. The president of Nigeria. This is the kind of country that you have, a country that does not even understand what truth is, a country that signs laws with international community, goes on to break it, because Britain is the one directly responsible for what is happening in Nigeria. A country that cannot even provide 24 hours electricity, They cannot provide security. Those that are supposed to secure the lives of Nigerians are the ones killing them. And SARS happened. Why? Because the people said, the police, they have killed us a lot. So in every corner of Nigeria, people are being killed. Every corner of Nigeria, people are being killed. And what are they interested in? The Nigeria government, what is it that they are interested in? They are interested in having a Nigeria where the people do not reason. A Nigeria where the people will not rise up and defend themselves. A Nigeria where the people are left at the mercy of terrorists. A Nigeria where, rather than discuss issues that pertains to civilization, issues that will develop their lives, they discuss issues that have no impact in their lives. And this is why today you find 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. This was published on the 31st of May. This is according to Punch. 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. This is a norm in Nigeria. I'm even surprised that they had to write exam, because exam to them is just a formality. This is in a country where people who take exams, have the highest scores, are not given attention to. Those who have the lowest. You go to the north, as little as 20, you are given the space in their university. This is a country where, with all the problems that they have, somebody, Mazi NnamdiKanu, came out and said, listen, these problems that you have, there is a solution. Let us solve this problem. And what did Nigeria do? They abducted a man who brought a solution to their problem. The same thing that they saw when Biafran people were investing in the north, invested in different parts of Nigeria before the even before independence, before what you have today as Nigeria, before the name Nigeria independence in 1960, while the British were in charge. And they said, no, we must start killing them. 1945, our people were killed. Such a long list of killings of our people. Because they do not want Nigeria to be better. It doesn't matter how much time you waste talking about the betterment of Nigeria. They do not want Nigeria to be better. Those who went there in the north to help and advance their lives in the north, they started killing them. Now, Ojukwu said, you know what? We must save ourselves. We must protect ourselves. And they went to Aburi and agreed on a formula that will help Nigeria, catapult Nigeria into the 21st century. And Nigeria government, they said no. He came back and Britain said to them, no, do not agree. This will make Nigeria advanced. And you know what advancement does? It removes your mind from stupid thoughts. When you are busy thinking of developments, thinking of artificial intelligence, thinking of all of these things that this century, it is the civilization of this century, you wouldn't have time to be thinking of cows. In Nigeria, cow is their main debate, their main conversation. That is why they went and abducted a man who gave them a solution, because Nigeria is not interested in any sort of solution. Any sort of solution. They are not interested. Mazi NnamdiKanu stands for referendum, a democratic process. And IPOB stands for the unconditional release of Mazi NnamdiKanu. Mazi NnamdiKanu, who has been unlawfully held by the Nigerian government since 2021, June of 2021. He was abducted from Kenya and tortured for 8 days in Kenya before he was renditioned extraordinarily to Nigeria. And since then, despite different court rulings discharging and acquitting him of all the charges, Nigeria government has continued to keep him in the DSS dungeon, subjecting him to psychological torture, subjecting him to physical torture. At some point, they refused to allow his lawyers access to him, refused to allow his doctors access to him, refused to allow people that he wants to see access to him, his family, his friends. They at a point, they even bugged the court. They bugged it. What crime did this man commit? Nothing. He only presented a solution to the Nigerian problem. A solution to their foundational problems that has been the problem plaguing Nigeria. The reason why the Nigeria politicians are bastardly rich. The design of Nigeria, where they have their money and they keep it, stash it in Britain, in London, for the development of London, so that Buckingham Palace can feed large. This man presented a solution, and they said, if we bring this solution, Nigerian people will have a good life. They will start thinking of how to develop themselves, and therefore we will stop talking about cows. They will start thinking of AIs, start thinking of advancement in all sectors. They will have railways functional, speed train functional, 24 hours electricity, water, everything functional. They will have a good life. And then the politicians will just be the ordinary person like you and I, without police, without army protection. So, I mean, they said no. They abducted Mazi NnamdiKanu because he presented a solution to them. What solutions did he provide? He provided solution of a referendum, United Nations supervised referendum. And they understand that this referendum will give the people the power to solve their problems such as corruption, problems such as political instability, problems such as human rights abuses, problems such as economic mismanagement, problems such as ethnic tension. These are foundational problems of Nigeria. But no, Nigeria government said no, we'd rather abduct this man. We'd rather go and abduct him than solve the Nigerian problem. And this is why today the discussion they are having in their parliament, in their senate, is about cows. How to give cows the same right as human beings. I am not kidding you. This is the conversation they had yesterday in the zoo parliament. How to give cows the same right as a human, as you. How can they give cows the same right as you when they kill you randomly? And cows, they do not kill cows randomly. They even give cows better position than you, than a Nigerian, because Nigeria was not created with Nigerians in mind. It was created for the landmass. If there is a way Britain will kill all Nigerians and take the land, they will. They will. Now listen to the debate that is happening in the Nigeria House of Senate. Let's listen to this. This is the debate they are having in Nigeria as we speak. As we speak.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria. So, Mr. President, cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You hear what I said? Senator Adele, are you arguing with me? No, I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes, and cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Cows can come in from Niger, they can come in from Chad, anywhere, but cows are not citizens. Wrong. So your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Cows are not citizens of Nigeria. So cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You didn't hear what I said. Senator Leru, are you arguing with me? No. I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes, and cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Cows can come in from Niger, they can come in from Chad, anywhere, but cows are not citizens. Wrong. So your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Cows are not citizens of.
So this is the zoo. You understand that this is an animal kingdom. This is worse than a zoo. This is an animal kingdom. This Nigeria is not fit for human habitation. Nigeria is not. Nigeria is not. This is the conversation that they are having in their Senate. The same people who made laws that made it legal for the government to harvest the organs of Nigerians. For organ harvesting to be legalized in Nigeria, the same people made this law. The same people. And today they are having a conversation about making cows citizens of the zoo. What actually do these people even do in the house? Nothing. People are being killed at Aba. They have no idea about it. They don't want to have a conversation about it. It is not important to them. The killings of people is not important to them. Look at this news here. It says, breaking, Abia State Polytechnic student shot dead in Ohanze. Home tragedy. By the army. By the army. It says, Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia, son of His Royal Highness Eze Ngozi Obia, shot and killed at father's house in Ohanze. Let me read to you this. It says, on that fateful day of May 3rd, 2024, tragedy struck in the serene town of Ohanze, Obingwa, as Prince Obioha Obiwanne Obia, the son of His Royal Highness Eze Ngozi Obia, was shot and killed at his father's house. The young prince, a student of public administration at Abia State Polytechnic, Aba, met an untimely end in his own home, sending shockwaves through the community, his own home. It says here, Prince Obioha was known for his bright future and promising potential as a dedicated student pursuing his HND in public administration. He had dreams of making a difference in his community and beyond. His untimely death has left a void that will be hard to fill, as those who knew him mourn the loss of a young man with so much to offer. It says here the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Now, this is a tragic turn of events. It says the circumstances surrounding the shooting remain unclear, adding to the grief and confusion felt by all who knew Prince Obioha. The details of the incident are still under investigation, and authorities working tirelessly to uncover the truth behind the senseless act of violence as the community grapples with the loss of one of its own. Questions linger about what led to this tragic turn of events. The news of Prince Obioha's death has sent. Okay, I am trying to find where the okay, it is talking about those who are responsible for his death must be held accountable for the actions. The community are asking for those who are responsible for his death to be held accountable. And who are the people responsible? The Nigeria Army. The Nigeria Army. The Nigeria army. They came in, they killed an innocent young man, a promising young man who had returned from school where Nigeria army had overtaken the whole of Aba. This young man left because of the crime that Nigeria army was committing at Aba. He left only for him to be at his home and also die in the hands of Nigeria army. Now look at what at this next news. It says Abia attack. IPOB calls for independent investigation of attack on soldiers. Now this is Nigerian news. It had to start with the proscribed. This is Nigerian newspaper. This is why there is why you have over 40 directors fail permanent secretary positions, because this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Nothing works, including their journalists. The journalists are the ones who actually have put people in such dilemma that the people are, because they are supposed to be the conscience of the people. Here it says IPOB has expressed shock and disbelief over comments credited to President Bola Tinubu ordering soldiers to embark on a reprisal attack in Aba over the killing of their colleagues by gunmen without proper investigation. The pro-Biafran group said the order was reckless and akin to another genocide against Ndibo, and demanded an open and independent investigation into the murder of the soldiers to fish out the real culprits. Now, what type of government wouldn't want to fish out the real culprits? What type of government would not want to fish out the real culprits? It is the government of Nigeria, because they are responsible for the killings. They are the ones responsible for the killing of their own soldiers. They are the ones responsible for the killing of their own soldiers. Now, let me bring you this news as well from Icons News. Let me bring it to you from Icons News. It says President Tinubu's order for military aggression on the indigenous people of Biafra, a declaration of war, IPOB. Now, before I read it, I want to remind you that 14th of September 2017, the same Nigeria government invaded the home of our leader, Mazi NnamdiKanu. And there they killed at least 28 people inside his home, not the ones they killed outside. Inside his home, they killed at least 28 people. And in fact, this tragedy led to the loss of his parents. Even though Mazi NnamdiKanu managed to escape, so many people died on that day. After this operation that they titled Python Dance, 7 mass graves was discovered scattered all over. In that area, 7 mass graves was discovered. 7 mass graves. The same army, the same Nigeria army. The same Nigeria army. Nothing good can come out of Nigeria. It is not because Nigerians are not interested in anything good coming from Nigeria. It is not because they are not interested in having a better life. It is because this is the foundation of Nigeria. Let me read another news for you. This is from The Sun. And it says, now this is about the clip I played for you earlier on about the cows being citizens of Nigeria. It says here, amidst a rancorous session, the Senate yesterday passed a bill to establish the National Animal Husbandry and Ranches Commission for second reading. Despite heated debates, the senators voted in favor of the bill sponsored by Titus Tatenga Zam, Benue Northwest, meant to control and regulate cattle rearing ranching business across the country. Zam argued that ranching remained the only viable alternative for cattle breeding in Nigeria, and also advocated an urgent need to transition from traditional livestock keeping method to the modern method, which are safer and healthier to both the herds and the herders. Now, all of these things they are doing, understand one thing: it is to take your land. To take your land. Nothing else. They have all the large expanse of land in the north, but they are not interested in that. They are not interested in building ranches, because if they actually are interested in building ranches, then why don't they build ranches in the north? It's not as if anybody, you need the help of the government to build ranches. It's not as if you need the help of the government to build ranches. Even if the government is saying, okay, let us come in as investors, you need individuals, you need businesses, you need companies who can effectively run that. So why are they not doing that in their north? Since they are interested in ranching, why are they not doing it? Our people, we are rearing cows by ourselves. We don't need anybody to tell us how or when or where. We are rearing cows ourselves. And this is why those cows that are coming into our forests, eating our bushes, eating our crops, we are saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay, let me read this paragraph that says, the bill, however, met vehement opposition from northern lawmakers, especially Danjuma Goje, APC Gombe Central, Adamu Alero, PDP Kebbi Central, and Kawu Sumaila, NNPP Kanu South. Now, the reason why they are pointing out these people is for you to think, oh, actually, some northerners are actually okay against it. But this bill scaled through for second reading. You see, let me see. It says, who faulted the part which specified that ranches be established in the pastoralist state of origin without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralists as citizens. You see, this Kawu Sumaila even faulted this. Let me read to you exactly what is here. He said, who faulted the part which specified that ranches be established in the pastoralist state of origin? That is, if they are from Kaduna, they should have do their ranching there without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralists as citizens. For instance, those Fulani herdsmen. We don't have people who have an organization called that. No, these are Fulani people. Therefore, if they want their ranching, they can do it in the north. But this person who stood up against this bill is even saying no, they shouldn't. That this is not right. That the part that specified that ranching should be in people's state of origin, that it is wrong. That is the people you have in your Senate. The people you have in the Senate. Aliero, let me tell you other people who are against this bill. Aliero argued that this pastoral part of the bill is in rebellion with section 41 of the Nigerian Constitution, which states that every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and to reside in any part thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refused entry thereby or exit therefrom. These are people who actually are against the bill. They are the ones telling you that no. This bill have somewhere where it says you must do this where you are from, but the law says you can move around anywhere. So why can't a Fulani man, who is not even a Nigerian, by the way, Fulanis are not indigenous to Nigeria, that a Fulani man can come from Niger, settle in Sokoto, they will now give him a birth certificate of Sokoto if need be, and then the Fulani man can now go as far as Owerri and say he will settle in Owerri and build ranches and start using their cows to destroy people's source of livelihood, people's farms. They said, no, 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 this is how it should be. This is what Aliero is arguing, that is how it should be. Let me read it again. Aliero argued that the pastoral part of the bill is in rebellion with Section 41 of the Nigerian Constitution, which states that every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and to reside in any parts thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refused entry thereby or exit thereof. I don't know if who they are talking about is the Fulani terrorist or they're talking about the cows. If they want their cows to be moving around freely as part of Nigerians now, they want the cows to be moving freely, and they are using the constitution that states that really talks about Nigerians, and they are using it to argue the case of the cow. This is what is happening in Nigeria. Honestly, I don't understand. This is actually what is happening in Nigeria, and people are quiet. People are quiet. Now, that news I brought to you earlier on, let me actually read it for you. The one that says 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. Let me read it to you. So this is from Punch newspaper, and it was published when? May 30th, if I'm not mistaken. 31st of May 2024, with a heading that says 40 directors fail permanent secretary qualifying exam. No fewer than 40 directors failed the qualifying examination for appointment to the position of permanent secretaries, the Punch has gathered. A total of 92 directors were listed to sit the examination, which took place on May 27, 2024. While 40 directors scored below 50%, which indicated failure, according to the result of the examination obtained by our correspondent in Abuja, they were absent. 3 were absent, while 1 director could not complete the exam. Okay. And these people, this is Nigeria. Actually, go and bring back the directors you have in Nigeria and see if the sitting directors now, and see if any of them will pass any exam. I'm telling you honestly, go and bring them and put them somewhere where they can write exams and see if any of them will pass any exam. They will not. They will fail. They will fail. Because these are the people leading your institutions, and you now understand why your institution is the way it is. You find out that this is why your institution is in the mess that it is in. None that is functional, none. Look at the education system you have in Nigeria. One that is designed to create slaves. That is the education system you have in Nigeria. One that is designed to create slaves. Now, let's go to the police. Look at this news here from, what is the name of this website? Okay. Nwokoma mascot. It says, in a disturbing turn of events, okay, the heading says, new revelations in the case of missing girls, Celine and Afiba, following circumstances, following suspect's death. Now, let me give you a background. A few days ago, I saw this post about, I think 2 to 3 days ago, about this man from Aba who killed this girl with the false pretense of no, come, I'll give you 500,000 and the rest of them. And the girl went and was killed, and the organs harvested, and the man was caught and the rest of them. When I saw that story, I said to myself, with everything happening in Aba now, some people are trending this story. Is this real? Because you must also see things from all corners. I was thinking to myself, is this real? Because you understand that one of the ways to what's the word I need to use, to cool some people off when things are happening, is to, for instance, if something bad is happening in my house right now, right? Say the Nigeria army came into my house right now, beating me, and then my neighbors are saying, oh, what is happening is wrong, what is happening is wrong. It becomes easier for the person to get help, right? But now when people are gearing up to help the person, and then you say, but this guy, I remember when this guy stole in this place, that place. I remember this guy. Oh, this one that beats his wife. Hey, I know this one. Oh, you begin to cool people's temper. People unconsciously, without knowing, without realizing it, there is now a negative connotation to you. Therefore, people now see you as, these people we are even fighting for. Is it not even better that the army keep doing what they are doing? Because once we remember this, we are dealing with black people now. So once we help him, who knows who will be affected again? Who knows whose daughter will be killed? Black people become disunited. So this was my first thought, that I hope this is not cock and bull story. Now let me read to you so that let's follow this story closely. Let's understand exactly what is happening here. If this story is for real or is just the killing of innocent Abia, the killing of innocent citizen of Abia, just to find a story to put it on. Now it says, in a disturbing turn of events, new details have emerged about the handling of Andrew Amechi, a key figure in the investigation of the missing girls Celine and Afiba. So basically they are telling us that there is an investigation into these missing girls Celine and Afiba. Okay. The journey of Andrew Amechi from Aba to Abuja, a trip that should typically take 8 to 10 hours, inexplicably stretched over 4 days, raising serious questions about police conduct. Okay. The journey from Aba to Abuja that was supposed to take few hours took 4 days. And this was published, I'm trying to give you the date, June 5th, which means this event happened around the 1st or the 31st, the time that the army was busy killing people, the time Nigeria army perhaps has the police joined them killing people, and we don't even really know the truth behind the disappearance of these girls. They could have been disappeared by the army. I'm just giving you what is possible in Nigeria. I'm not saying that is the fact of the matter. I'm just saying it is possible. Now, when we finish reading this, then maybe we will find answers to exactly what happened to these girls, importantly to these girls too, because they are important to us and to this man. Because it doesn't matter how bad somebody is, you need to go through the process of the law. The law is very important. If in our land they used to say we never had prisons and all of that. At a point, yeah, that was good, but at a particular point, prison would have perhaps helped us out a lot. Perhaps if we had prison at a later stage, in our development, perhaps it would have helped out a lot. There are people that can commit crimes and you don't even need to kill them. You just put them there. People stay in death row for as long as 30 years, 20 years, and the rest of them. You just keep them there and study them, really. Just study what could make a human being become a human animal. Yesterday I was listening and there's a human animal came up and I laughed to myself. I said, wow, it actually makes sense. For there to be a human animal. I mean, if the brain is so backward, that could only be a human animal. To study that animal and know what type of how could the brain really work in such a way. Honestly, for me, I believe some people need to be studied, especially people who commit such crimes, like people in the Nigeria army. Those in the Nigeria army, the terrorists they recruit into the Nigeria army and call them Nigeria army. These people need to just be put in some cage and just be studied. Honestly, you are asked to kill those who you are supposed to protect, and you go ahead killing. Someone like this drug dealer needs to just be studied, honestly, put in a cage somewhere and be studied. How do you, as a president of a country, order the killing of your citizens simply because they are asking you to follow democratic process? How do you, as a president of the country, put out the name of Mazi Chike as somebody that is on the wanted list simply because he's leading as the head of the directorates, calling for a referendum, a democratic process, people who are asking you to follow a democratic process? That is why even the police is suspicious. Let's go back to this news. It says, in a disturbing turn of events, new details have emerged about the handling of Andrew Amechi, a key figure in the investigation of the missing girls, Celine and Afiba. The journey of Andrew Amechi from Aba to Abuja, a trip that should typically take 8 to 10 hours, inexplicably stretched over 4 days, raising serious questions about police conduct. Not only police conduct, I have questions towards if this case is really true, if this guy really did what they said he did. Let's go. It says, according to Ben, a close friend of Andrew Amechi, what should have been a straightforward transfer turned into what he described as a road vacation orchestrated by the police. Ben recounted how Andrew, who was driving himself and had access to his phone, was forced to make multiple unnecessary stops. I don't understand this. How could Andrew be driving himself when he is in police custody? The entourage first halted in Oyo, so it was an entourage. They allowed Andrew to be driving his own car while police was following him from behind. Can you imagine what is going on this story? Let us really pay attention to this story. They will kill a lot of people in Aba, as they are doing, and find stories in order to criminalize these people. So we must be careful. We must be careful, honestly. It says, Ben recounted how Andrew, who was driving himself and had access to his phone, was forced to make multiple unnecessary stops. The entourage first halted in Uyo, where Andrew was compelled to cover the cost of the police officers' hotel accommodations and other expenses in Okwanomanya. This is somebody they said that killed 2 girls. They allowed him to be driving his car, and then they had an entourage. Basically, they were giving him escorts. They were basically escorting him. And then they got to a hotel somewhere in Uyo, and he paid for the hotel accommodation for the lawyers. Just from Aba to Abuja, that is supposed to take 8 to 10 hours, they had to do a stopover. What were they doing in Uyo? They stopped at Uyo to do what? To enjoy themselves. And you are telling me that they arrested this guy, that this story, something is not wrong with this story? It says here, the journey did not end there. The convoy then proceeded to Benue, ostensibly so one of the officers could visit his wife. Again, Andrew fitted the bill for their stay in another hotel. Throughout this period, Andrew remained in contact with Ben, sharing his ordeal. Ben revealed that during his extended trip, Andrew was extorted by the police to the tune of over 3 million naira. Let me ask, if this guy was innocent, and you know Nigeria police, this guy will even, if this guy, was guilty. I'm not trying to put down the memory of the ladies. We are having a discussion from all corners, right? So that at least we will as well make sure that we find the killers of this, the ladies, right? But now understand this from this perception, this direction. If this guy really killed these girls, he wouldn't even complain of paying Nigeria police 3 million. People who are actually innocent most times do not complain about giving Nigeria police money because they're used to it. People who are innocent, you pass on the road, you roger them. How many people complain of their roger today? That is why it's normal in our land now. Roger is normal. That is why you have all these blockades and they are taking bribe from you because you have normalized it. So in Nigeria, giving bribe is normal. Now, what of somebody who is guilty of killing 2 girls? Nigeria government, Nigeria police, Nigeria army will not even have to make any reason or excuses as to why to take money from him. They will just take money. They will just take it, like those terrorists that abduct people and go into their bank accounts and take. This is what Nigeria army and police would have done. Now let's read this and see the story, how it goes. Ben revealed that during this extended trip, Andrew was extorted by the police to the tune of over 3 million naira. The pressure and harassment became so severe that Andrew began expressing suicidal thoughts to Ben. This is somebody that killed somebody expressing suicidal thoughts. The brain of humans do not work in such a way, honestly. People who kill for joy, for instance, serial killers, they want you to know that they did what they did. Serial killers, that's why they get caught usually. Even those who do not get caught, they make sure that they leave a mark, so that even in 1,000 years you know that it is this guy. Even when somebody comes to copy a serial killer, the serial killer will come out and say, nah, this is not me. The serial killer will do something that will show that that is a copycat. There is how the mind of criminals work. There is how the mind, it is just a human nature. Now, it says the pressure and harassment became so severe that Andrew began expressing suicidal thoughts to Ben. Disturbingly, these threats came just a day before official reports claimed that Andrew had been killed while attempting to escape from police custody in Benue. Further compounding the controversy, it has been alleged that Andrew possessed a licensed gun which was purportedly backdated and issued by the police. Throughout the journey, Andrew reportedly had access to this firearm and was accompanied by police in a white bus. Activist Harrison Gwamishu, who has been closely following the case, confirmed that Andrew's body has been identified in the morgue, conclusively establishing his death. The mishandling of Andrew Amechi has cast a dark shadow over the police effort to find the missing girls. You see where this led to. The mishandling of Andrew Amechi has cast a dark shadow over the police effort to find the missing girls. Despite having Andrew in their custody for 2 weeks, the police appeared more focused on extorting money from him than on conducting a meaningful investigation into the whereabouts of Celine and Afiba, who vanished after visiting Andrew's residence in Aba. These girls could have been killed by the police. I'm saying could have been. I did not say it was killed. There is need for fresh investigation by people who are independent, who will give us information, so that any death, any disappearance recorded in Aba this time around should be investigated properly, especially with what the army is doing, what the police is doing. They use such opportunity, create chaos, and use it as an opportunity to do whatever they want to do. They use it as an opportunity, create chaos, rape women, kill women, harvest organs. We know the Nigeria police are known organ harvesters. It is there. That is the reason why NSAS happened. We know Nigeria police abduct innocent people and tag them with whatever crime. Some might say, but we saw a WhatsApp message. that indicated the girls were coming to him. So, that is not the end of the investigation. This matter, including the death of this man, should be properly investigated. You cannot be having such police people gathering and saying that they are saving the lives of the people. This is the country that you have. You have to now pray and pray and pray, knowing that prayer does not solve anything. But I mean, people have resigned their faith to prayer. People have resigned their faith to prayer. Let me finish reading this. It says here, despite having Andrew in their custody for 2 weeks, the police appeared more focused on extorting money from him than on conducting a meaningful investigation into the whereabouts of Celine and Afiba, who vanished after visiting Andrew's residence in Aba. The same Aba that the army are abducting people, right? It says here, this case has sparked outrage and demands for accountability. There is a growing call for the public to raise their voices in support of the families of Celine and Afiba. Yes, they must be supported because they do not even know what happened to their daughter. They have no idea what happened to their daughters. Police can do whatever they want to do and just mess up the case because they know they probably have no case. This issue must be investigated so that the families of these people can at least have some sense of relief. At least that they understand, they know what happened to their children. At least let them know what happened to their children. Not stories without any investigation, without nothing. And you know that there is something about victims. When you are a victim, you are looking for an answer which might not be true. But now we are looking for the truth. Not just any answer from the police. We are looking for the truth so that the family of these girls will at least know what happened to their children. It says there is a growing call for the public to raise their voices in support of the families of Celine and Afiba, urging authorities to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation. The truth about what happened to these girls and the circumstances surrounding Andrew Amechi's death must be uncovered to ensure justice is served. Now that is the end of it. This is Nigeria that you're talking about, a place of lawlessness where nobody's life is guaranteed. Nobody's life is, including even the police. The worst thing is this police, the government they serve treats them anyhow, disregard them, yet they have no conscience. They are supposed to see what the government is doing to them as a reason to serve the people so that a better government can come and serve them. But no, they are the worst of the worst. Some were saying, no, the police, they are our brothers. They are our brothers, but how are they treating us? How can they be treating us worse than those who are our enemies, known enemies? How can they be the tools that our enemies are using against us? How can that happen? How is that possible? Look at this news here. It says the wife of Nigerian police inspector laments husband's benefit unpaid since he was killed in 2007. Since 2007. And the police, the ones that are alive, are behaving anyhow, abducting and killing our people. On the evening of May 30, 2007, tragedy struck at the Abuja residence of Elizabeth Abdul in Tashagwagwa, Federal Capital Territory. Armed robbers ruthlessly invaded the home, leaving behind a trail of devastation. This is even the ones in Abuja. They are not being paid. Their wives are not being paid. Not to talk of you, that is an Igbo man. You that is an Igbo man. And you are busy not working for your people, working against your people. It says here, in the ensuing chaos, Elizabeth's husband was mercilessly shot and killed by the heartless assailants. Elizabeth herself became a victim of their brutality, sustaining multiple gunshot wounds. The once peaceful abode was now a scene of unimaginable horror and loss. The robbers came into our compound and started shooting, Elizabeth recounted. My husband, a police officer, was shot. Before they could rush him to the hospital, he died. The robbers didn't take just her husband's life, they left Elizabeth with severe injuries. The attacker shot me in my left and right hands. Bullets are still in my body, she said, highlighting the physical scars that remain as painful reminders of that night. Elizabeth's husband, who until his death was a police inspector, left her with 5 children to care for. Despite his service, it was noted that the financial support from the Nigeria police has been dishearteningly insufficient. Even those that are alive, they don't pay them enough. What about the dead? It says here, since his death 17 years ago, the police have only given me 180,000 naira for burial cost, she stated. She outlined the sporadic and mega payments. In 2014, they paid me 90,000 and later 60,000. The last payment was 30,000 in 2018. These amounts have done little to alleviate their struggle or provide for their children's needs. So those who are serving the police, serving the army, killing your people, abducting your people, rather than to protect your people. When I started this program, I spoke about, what's his name? The one that is busy harassing people, kill and bury. Kill and bury. Somebody is answering kill and bury. Your senators don't care about you, whether you're a police or not. They don't care about you. So why don't you care about your people? At least they are the ones who will fight for you. They are the ones who will fight for you. Now, there is this news I want to read before I open up the line. And there is this news I want to read. It's just a report. It's just a report. And it says, okay, before I go to this report, because this is a report of Governor Alex Oti yesterday paying a visit to the Nigeria Army in Abia State. I'm also, the reason why I want to read it is because I want to know that the number, the names, the information of those that the Nigeria Army abducted and those that they killed are properly recorded. That
you know,
the names,
lots of
the
affiliate marketers I
properly
talked to
recorded.
thought they'd be making more
it is
money
very
by
important
now,
that we know
and
that.
really it's not their fault.
That
Those
those who kill
so-called
them are held to
gurus just
account.
love painting fair.
And then, but before I do that, let me read to you what is happening in Nigeria. This is from crimechannels.com. It says, soldiers invade police station, forcefully take rescued students away. This is disrespectful, says police. This is in Nigeria. The police that is busy killing people. Nobody's life is worth it in Nigeria. Nobody. This is how Nigeria is designed. It's designed for the fact that you are in Nigeria, your life is not worth it. Remember, even Catriona Ling, Nigeria government wanted to kill Catriona Ling. You remember? A British citizen. So even the life of a British citizen in Nigeria is not worth it. It is worth nothing. It is worth nothing. That is why Britain can deny their citizen Mazi NnamdiKanu and be saying, oh, we are looking at the case, we are seeing, we are giving consular support, somebody who committed no crime. So whether you're a Nigerian soldier, an army, whatever you are, their life, Nigeria has programmed it that your life is not worth it, that anybody, they can raise unknown gunmen to go and kill you any day. So why are people still treating their fellow brothers, their fellow sisters so badly? Why are people in the army, in the police treating, whether you are from Kogi, you are from Sokoto, as long as you are indigenous to Nigeria, why are you treating your fellow Nigerian, since you guys want to stick with that nigger area name? Why are you treating your fellow so badly when you know every single one of you is suffering the same fate? It says here, soldiers invade police station, forcefully take rescued students away. This is disrespectful, says police. Now police understands what disrespect means. It says, there was pandemonium at Oroago Divisional Police Headquarters in Kwara State on Sunday when military personnel invaded the station and forcefully moved out rescued Kogi Varsity students. So where did they rescue them from? Let's see. Bandits had invaded Confluence University of Science and Technology, or Sarakogi State, and abducted some students. While 2 were killed in captivity, others were rescued at intervals. In a statement on Sunday evening, the Kwara State Police described the action of the soldiers as disrespectful and totally unacceptable. The heinous gunmen made their way into Kwara State from Kogi with the remainder of the students roaming the forest with the abductees. The students were rescued and taken to the Oroago Divisional Police Headquarters, Kwara State, in preparation for their onward movement to receive medical attention at the state capital, Ilorin. However, on arrival at the station, the students appeared weak and in dirty clothing. Police operatives provided presentable clothes and breakfast while making preparations for their onward movement to Ilorin. Soldiers on convoy patrol with 3 operational vehicles stormed the station, overpowered the police operatives, and forcefully took custody of the rescued students without proper handing over. They know why. Let me take you back to why. The reason is the Reuters report where soldiers, those who escaped, women who escaped from terrorists, what they do is soldiers go out looking for them, hunting for them. When they find them, they make sure that they are not pregnant. If they are pregnant, they forcefully abort their babies. They forcefully abort their babies. Soldiers work with these terrorists. The Nigeria soldiers, they work with these terrorists. It is clear as day. It is clear as day. It is as clear as day. Now, I'm not going to keep reading this. I mean, this is Ilorin. When you speak to Tinubu, he will tell you, no, he's the best. He's the best. His people are being kidnapped. His people are dying. His brothers and sisters. Poverty is so much there. Breaking news: over 300 innocent people have been disappeared by the Nigerian military in Aba. Only Aba, over 300. Few days ago, as of about 3 days or 2 days after the invasion, over 500 was missing. So this number is just putting it very, very mildly. Very, very mildly. It says here, an investigative report obtained based on account and evidence from various individuals, friends and relatives of victims of Nigerian military killings, abductions and intimidations in Aba, Abia State by the Abia State media team. Reports obtained have proven that over 300 innocent people have become victims of Nigerian military. Over 300 innocent people have become victims of Nigerian military atrocities right from 30th May 2024 until now. This was published yesterday after the unfortunate incident that took the lives of soldiers in Obikabia Junction in Aba, Abia State. So you ask yourself, the Tinubu government that is saying, oh, the soldiers are being killed, why is he not speaking about these people? Are these people not Nigerians? Are they not their citizens? Are they not worth it? Is their life not worth it? As it's cows should be like the lawmakers are doing, trying to, wherever there are humans in their constitution, they want to replace it with cows. Why is Nigeria government not speaking about the disappearances of those people? Those that were killed in Oklahoma, has anything been done about it? Yesterday, some fool came to my Facebook and was talking nonsense about Delta State. The world sees every Biafran as Igbo. It is only Biafrans that try to disintegrate themselves, forgetting that we are all coming from one ancestry, and that is why the world sees you as Igbo. And those that are in charge of your lives at Okwama, they came out later and started asking for money. For money, compensation. They never asked for those who killed their people to be held to account. No, they are asking for money. You see why those who you call yourself Niger Delta must wake up. These people in charge of your lives, they are not interested in your development. They are not interested in your development. It is something we all must know. They are not interested in your development. So let's go to this news of Governor Alex visiting Nigeria Army in Abia State in the wake of the attack carried out at Obikabia in Obingwa local government of the state by some criminal elements on Thursday, May 30, 2024, which led to the death of 5 soldiers. Governor Oti had earlier visited the leadership of the army to commiserate with them shortly after the attack. The governor also placed a 25 million naira bounty on the killers with a view to getting the members of the public to provide useful information that could lead to the apprehension of the criminals. The governor restated his avowed determination to ensure that the criminals who carried out the attack and their sponsors are brought to justice, and promised to sustain the support of his administration to the military and other security agencies in the state in order to get rid of all criminals who may be planning to disrupt the peace and progress being recorded in the state. There has been overwhelming outpouring of love, support, and solidarity to the governor and the people of the state from different parts of the country and from different groups since after the attack, because of the giant strides being recorded by the governor in different spheres of the Abia economy, a feat which commentators believe may have angered the criminals responsible for the attack. Okay, this is a report by Ferdinand Ekoma. I had to read it because there are things here that I think I'll be waiting to see implemented on the people who abducted over 300 people, as I read earlier on. Over 300 people abducted by the same Nigeria army. Abducted by these people should be held accountable, and they should leave. Since they have become a target practice for criminals, they should leave because our land is actually safer. It seems like them being there in our land is actually creating more problems for us rather than bring a solution. This is an opportunity for us to show the world why they must leave. This is an opportunity for us to show the world why they must leave. Now the line is open. You can call in and be part of this conversation. The number to call is +27 73 8090 689 8090 689. Let me repeat the number: +27 73 8090 689. Excuse me. I remember somebody was speaking about this one. What is his name? That goes around with the name Cubana Chief Priest. I remember somebody was speaking about it, telling me, "Oh, it's in the news. He said this and that," and I said, "What is my interest in him? What is my interest in him?" You see, we must get to the point where these people who are a problem to us, we must get to that point where we recognize them and we treat them the way, what's his name? Buhari said, in the language they understand. We treat them in the language that they will understand. This fool he just made himself a willing tool to be used by the Nigeria government against his people. And you know, the craziest part is that once you live a flashy life, I've said it here before, if you want to be popular on social media, if you want to be what they call socialite now, just pose with things you do not have. Pose with things you do not have. Take pictures and pose with things you do not have. Upload on Facebook. For instance, I'm in South Africa. It's very easy. Where I live, it's just a few minutes drive for me to go into the airport. this private airport where private jets are, parked. Just go in there, take pictures easily, without even any cost. And the next thing, people upload on Facebook, and the next thing, hey, people are following you. Nigerians are following you. Black people start following you. And you become a socialite, and you make yourself available to be used as a tool against your people. And they talk about, oh, we have money. What money do they have? What money do they have? Where's the money? How can you talk about having money when it doesn't even benefit your people? You don't even have good road to your own home, but you have money. You don't even have good road. Because somebody eats maybe some fat and becomes fat and become bloated, and the next thing people are saying, hey, something that does not benefit you, your people. Rather, you are putting the lives of your people in danger. I remember some years ago when I was having a conversation with some kid, one of those kids from the village, and he said to me, the politicians, we need them to speak. And I was asking him, where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Don't you see that these people are really the cause of your problem? Why do you expect solution from those who are the cause of your problem? Why do you have such an expectation? Why do you have expectations for solution from people who are the ones who created this problem? They can't solve your problems. Our problems can only be solved by ourselves. We must solve this problem. It's like the police solving your problems for you when they are the ones creating the problems. It's like the army solving the problems for you when they are the cause of the problem. Ndewo Mazi, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and your opinion. Dalo.
Ndewo nwa Chineke, Sochima Mbanali, ezigbo nwoke, okuku abịa ma berebe. Anyị na-enye Chukwu okuku abịa ma ekene na mbọsị nke taa mbụ mbọsị eke in the Biafra land, tata bụ eke market days. Maka na ọya nwa bụ ezigbo ya nkere anyị tinye anyị na ala Igbo. If you think that a God who created you and put it in Igbo land does not know what he's doing, you want to run away, trying to impress other people's tribe, you are mistaken. My name remains Mazi Obasi Ejikeme. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. As we are moving forward, Biafra is our #1 religion. On this Harrow platform is where we worship. The God of our land, the God of our ancestors, is our chi. Mazi Nnamdi, one of Biafra land, is our leader. Great Biafrans, we are moving forward. Many things is happening in our land, and they can never stop until we say no to it. Until we stand up, our enemies know that they can do whatever, and we can never reiterate. That is why they continue doing all those things. Mas, you read about these lawmakers shouting, talking about whether cow is it what and what. Citizen of Nigeria. Just look at group of people selected by drug dealers called very wicked people. Selected them, and what they are discussing is cow. Some are there sleeping. How come Nigeria can be better? You can see somebody sit down on that seat from the day he was selected till 8 years. You can never hear him say something or suggested something good. No, what is there is to collect, stealing everything that dry. You know, in Nigeria, we have been seeing when Nigerian military people are guiding cow, protecting cow for people not to chase them out of the bush. We have heard Nigerian military people, their commander is using their courageous to go inside bush and be cutting grass, feeding cow. Cow now in Nigeria have steady light. You have running water. What tells you that Nigeria is for cow? They are not value human in Nigeria. So the life of Nigeria is meaningless to them. As far as cow is feeding well, it's okay for Fulanis. And the so-called evil politicians in our land are trying to subject us to believe in that kind of society created by evil British. You know, all these things that happen, Nigeria does not have steady light, but cow having steady light. Look at them talking about whether cow or those people. These people are even that kind of out, you know. When you look at Nigeria sometimes, you see what type of world are you know into? What type of country created by a woman and a man? From far away. Created this world are you know into us? What type of country created by a woman and the man? Far away. Leader said, created this world are you know calling himself or herself a professor. Even we don't take you wise, you know, well, professor. No, there is nothing. Okay, now, let me say now, the whole world, all the country in the whole world is coming out to showcase what they are up to. What Nigerian will just come out to say, this is why we are human. Nothing. Only killing innocent people. In our adage, you know, beauty. Life is beauty. And we know that. We don't kill people because we know that no anything in this world can develop land or can bring development. Only human. That is why we always protecting people, because anybody can develop something, humanity can be benefited tomorrow. But no, in time of Nigeria, no. Go there and kill them. Go there and scatter them. Go there and destroy them. Just to look at in our land, can account running up to Nnamdi by who? Nigerian military. Telling me those people that Nigerian military is here to protect. I told our people this. Nigerian military is not here to bring anything or to protect people. No. They are sending them here because when they hear that 50 or 30,000 Boko Haram rehabilitated and join the Nigerian army. Immediately they announced that where you see them is Biafra land. Go down there. You know, don't kill people in the north. We are begging you. We have a place where you can go. Kill whatever. Kill anybody you see there. And our politicians don't see this. They are working direct to destroy our land. If you kill all of us, the same people who kill your own people will come out and kill you and take the land. That is why we are urging our people to stand up and say no to it, because we are human too. We are free. It's true, when we see the blood of human being, we shiver because Allah and so. Everybody know that. But we can never continue like this. We must stand up and stop those who are here to kill us. Nigerian government are the one that's doing this killing in our land. I hear some one nonsense useless man calling himself Kubanu priest. Who made him Kubanu priest? Because Nigeria celebrated money over over people, over the life of people. When you see a criminal throwing money in social media, but in his own village, no running water, no electricity, but he's showcasing himself in social media as person who get money. Where do you get the money from? You say you build a hotel. To tell you, Kubani priest, we don't want the type of your business in Biafra land. Take it away. Even your house, take it away. We don't want you people. You are boss who are killing innocent people, cutting their pennies, selling to Chinese. Do you think that we don't know? We know all those things. You come out to talk rubbish because you hear that IPOB telling our people to come back to their father's land and develop it. You are now coming out, and the BBC have never seen any good person they can interview. No, a criminal. 419. Those who are destroying our goods all over the place, seizing it, recruiting evil people to cause a problem, now telling us that this is why he take his business out of the east. I tell you the business in Kegi, Tokoto. We do think that we forget. We don't forget things easily. So great Biafrans, the area is better. We know what we want. We want freedom. And only us can save our land from these people. Don't celebrate anything like money. NnamdiKanu. If our people, if we stay. What is money? Money was printed by human beings. Why are you killing your people? Because money. You can collect 100,000 and point IPOB to go and kill them because of 100,000. It's a shame to you people. Call nonsense evil people all over the place. Remember, the insecurity started when Hope Uzodinma from 4th to 1st. They opposed Hope Uzodinma through Abakaili and the late Buhari. They opposed them to rule Imo State. That is when this killing started. All Hope Uzodinma, the number one insecurity in our land. And he wanted it to happen throughout the whole Biafra. And he's working. Remember when Hope Uzodinma is sleeping in the car? This is how to. We don't forget all those things. We are keeping the record. People who can come out now telling us that insecurity this. We know the insecurity itself. Hope Uzodinma and those he recruited. And those he brought up from our brothers from Mbanali side. We know this. So great Biafran, if you are seeing people talking, what you shun the person down, follow that praise. Even that BBC who interviewed that animal, follow them, telling them who is the insecurity, who caused insecurity. Our life, our land was peaceful until the day Western world said that the only place is peaceful in Nigeria is Southeast. Hey, Boko Haram and their fathers, Fulani Caliphate, hey, all hell broken. All of them, they are starting pushing them down here. Looking for criminal, 419, Otokoto boy, Mbu Hope Uzodinma. Immediately they selected him to go and starting killing in our land. Now, all the Nigerian media now is talking about Eastern and this, Eastern and that. We know our problem, and us can solve our problem by ourselves.
Absolutely.
No military here. If you see a military person, don't think that he is here to save you. He's not here to save you. He's here to cause more insecurity in our land. These people are working directly to destroy our land. So great Biafran, we know why our leader is in the hand of DSS. He wants us to be free. That is why it's in there. So if you are not doing anything to save your land, to start now, follow our leadership, because we have structure. Who said the chain of command? Follow our leadership. Whatever they have said goes. That is the word of our leader. DOS, whatever they have said goes. Don't say, let me bring my own idea. No. Follow the instruction. We are going to be free if we, all of us, join hands together, support ESN. Remember, if we did not support ESN, our land will be taken away from us.
Yeah.
And remember, without food, you can never eat money. You must go and buy food to eat. So we must protect our people, support ESN, who are protecting our bushes, who are protecting our farmers, who are doing the needful for us to have food in our land. Please, we are pleading. Remember, remove your hand from evil. Remove your hand from evil and do the needful. May Elohim bless all the good ones who are supporting us, doing the needful to make sure that we are free from these people. Our insecurity in our land is the Hope Uzodinma, is the number one federal government recruited, and the Hope Uzodinma is doing the work they told him to do. So that is why they are preparing him to come up. As Wike is in there now, this one, Umai is there now, doing that international destroyer to his people, his own people. So Hope Uzodinma is, doing his own, so that after he kill all of us, then he will be rewarded according to the Nigerian rules. May Elohim bless you.
Bless you too. Dalo, thank you very much. Hope Uzodinma is one person, is a human being, creating all these problems in our land. One person, a human being. And because he can create it and get away with it, as they think, you have this fool who has made himself available to be used as a tool. Anyway, their time is coming. This is from Sahara Reporters, and it says NnamdiKanu's lawyers meet Nigerian Attorney General, submit several court rulings on release of IPOB leader. Okay, since the Attorney General was pretending not to know about the case of Mazi NnamdiKanu, and at the same time said he is there to obey the law. Let us see what he will say about it. Let us see what he will say about it. The line is still open. We have around 12 minutes, so you can call in and be part of this conversation while I read the news headline. This other news headline says, Court remands Enugu monarch, 4 others in prison for alleged murder of 5, including 2 policemen. Now, let me check this news because there's something fishy here. It also says, Enugu government task force policemen shot dead trader, injure another during confiscation exercise. This is the handiwork of Pitamba. This is the handwork of Pitamba. But before we pass the one we spoke about earlier on, let's go back to it that spoke about traditional rulers. And this one also says, Nigeria police arraign Enugu traditional ruler for alleged murder after family refused to refund 1.5 million spent on his feeding. Let's look at this a bit. It says the Enugu State Police Command has arraigned the traditional ruler of Ega community in the Ozowan Council area of the state, Igwe Habat Okuta, for the alleged murder of 4 people, including 2 policemen in his community. What is this news? What is happening in this community? I need to know. If you are from that community, you can call in, or you have information concerning what is exactly happening. Call in, let us know and understand what is happening. It says here, Sahara Reporters gathered that the traditional ruler was taken to court 1 of the Enugu North Magisterial Division on Thursday afternoon for arraignment. He and other suspects were subsequently remanded in prison custody. This comes after Sahara reporters reported how police personnel at the State Criminal Investigation Department reportedly demanded 1.5 million naira from his family before the traditional ruler would be released. A police source told Sahara reporters that the police filed terrorism and land grabbing charges against the traditional ruler and other suspects. They were accused of killing 4 people in their community. So, somebody who is accused of killing 4 people, you want to take 1.5 million naira bribe and release the person. Is that what the Enugu State Criminal Investigation Department is telling us? Is that what the governor of Enugu State is telling us? It says here, Sahara reporters reported on Wednesday that the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotokun, had queried the Enugu State Police Commissioner, Kanayo Uzebu, over the illegal detention of the traditional ruler for over a month without trial. Sahara reporters had reported that the monarch was invited to the police headquarters on May 4, 2024 over a clash between some policemen reported to be on illegal duty with some land grabbers and some gunmen at the community's farm settlement. Isn't this what the governor of Enugu State has created? Farm grabbing. The land grabbing. Isn't this what Enugu State government has created? It says here, during the clash which took place on May 3rd, 2 policemen, a local security agent, and 1 other person were killed. Following the tragedy, the police and Nigerian army mobilized and launched a reprisal. And you know what a reprisal means. They go around killing people. Killing people. So basically, the government organized land grabbing issues. Now it becomes a normal thing for people to go into other people's farms to grab it. And then in the process, people die. As a result of it, that is what happens in conflict created by the state. Artificial conflict created by the state. People now die, and then the army and the police move in, kill more people, and abduct as much as they could. It said they reportedly burnt no fewer than 23 residential buildings in Enugu State, over 30 motorcycles, and about 15 vehicles, while people's belongings worth millions of naira were allegedly looted by the security personnel. The traditional ruler was subsequently detained after he honored the invitation allegedly on the orders of the state governor, Mr. Petamba. Since May 4, the traditional ruler has been in the custody of the police at the State Criminal Investigation Department in Enugu. This is after the massive destruction in their community. This is, in Nigeria, you don't even know what is happening, because even these traditional rulers are busy colluding with the state, are busy colluding with the government. So you don't know exactly what is happening in such communities because of the way the people have sold themselves out as willing tools. As willing tools. To the point where, okay, if this Eze or this monarch, this traditional ruler, if he's guilty, if he's one of the person that said, oh no, go after these people, kill them, then why are you people demanding 1.5 million to feed him? Why is he? And this reminds me of this information I received some time ago about the state of the Nigerian prison, where prisoners pay for space where they sleep. They have to pay for it. In prison, people pay for space to sleep. In prison, they pay for space, they pay for food, they pay for everything. In prison, from prison. Now you understand why Hope Uzodimma would engineer prison break in order to bring out terrorists who would terrorize our land. Because in prison, they train them to be criminals, to be operating criminalities from inside prison. From inside prison. And who is doing this? The government, creating an avenue for such nonsense to keep happening. Enugu government task force policemen shoot dead trader, injure another during confiscation exercise. During confiscation exercise. Now, look at what is happening to journalists in Nigeria. This is also from Sahara Reporters, and it says Nigerian police detained journalists in Lagos for 2 weeks as media society demands immediate release. Detain a journalist in Lagos. Why won't Nigeria government find the audacity to detain journalists when journalists subject themselves to be used as tools in the hands of these people? Once you become a tool, they can use you anyhow and do whatever they want with you. If this guy did not commit any crime, why are journalists all over Nigeria not standing with him? Because tomorrow it will be you. Mazi Okechukwu, you're welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Mazi Mbanali, Chukwu Kikabiama. This wonderful God that created every human being. And the way Biafra, he gave us this land to occupy it. And he gave America their own land as white Westerners. And gave Yoruba their own land. I will stand the Fulani, this earth. May he bless you. And we are not threatening anybody. This is sacrifice you have decided to pay for I and myself to be free and everybody. No human being will stop it because they are saving me. So you don't know that they are saving me, Mazi Mbanali. You think all these things, you and the dead Lazy, the Jonathan, all of you. You don't know that they are saving me, I am saving you people too. I don't know NnamdiKanu have come to save all of us. Watch there. But immediately they touch there, we will be Biafra. Immediately. So Mazi Mbanali, you know. Immediately, any scratch on the bottom of our leader. Member Congress, may let show to make a zip as a people, die last lower bye. Other days have occupied this at the end. Have you seen the end? That is why we tell all this our governors, our senators, our people there. We have an opportunity to tell them there, Abazona, God, and I see that there, my dead Baribe, only on ground. So, Solani, Makechi, I can show my then I consider this problem. All the kind of attack is me, but everyone like Naka, I desire. Only issue that I come back to that. Back the moon, I dead with Iron. I went to post, wait till I shall airport, wait till I shall school. Now, could you on after day? A chilubo now, Musha. Never the guy get in the my care pastor, my care bishop, my care father, and I am one guy waiting. Says I will move down. That the ticket doesn't. Okay, go one nilo, Jimmy is a banganga Simzengo. Colossians chapter 3, that's very important. Colossians chapter 3, the pastor man of Fuma, my watching the old life and the new that they honor our personal relatives in the name in the new life. As a result, there is no longer any distinction between Gentiles and the Jews, circumcised and not circumcised, barbarian, savage, slaves, and fear. But Christ in all, Christ is in all. Fulani Okweneno. That pastor Igbo, Fulani Okwene. As all Mohammed, the children allow you. As everything you do or say, then it should be done in the name of the Lord Jesus. As you give thanks to him, to God, to the Father. God, to the Father, Allah, don't you cast Kanu, Biafra. Not forget that Jesus Christ, in the world, don't you know to Papa. Not the Balan, and I will be the censor of the governor. One about the father, one about the bishop, or I went down. Or I with the Norfolk, or I London more. Then John has so cut a motion, cutting creep, every assessment about what I had the bagger. Every assessment to that in America has spirit, wherefore. That's what I do. I had a threat to make a sister. There's some threat now. And I'm a concert. Any program about Kanu, what's the banana? America get quit on a use regular in the news. Mbanali will tell. How can you let them more? Chatacha, Nnamdi Mazi megwuchukwu atatata ọya kpedị ka cheta ndị jai ndị nọ n'ala jai gbasa ala deki onye pastọ nye anyị ụlọ nye kechọski ụlọ unu na kere otu masị dị ibe ime ụlọ m na kọnesha chatapa gaa ka anụ n'eluigwe n'urupụta gaa ha ya ekpebi abịa na-azọrọ Ijipt adịpụ ebịa sa ekpere ekpere na-azọrọ Ijipt nke oyi bịasa masị banalụ asọrọ m na-eterete ha na-eterete nye m onukwa ọ na-eme ka ya bebe bisha nke m chụọ kasị bịa na Biafra m dowe masị ụlọtewe a ga na tempụl abịa ọ na-apụ masị banalụ ka tempụl nke Chineke n'ala Igbo ndị Igbo isi ọkpụkpụ takwara itkwe ka abịa ma baburu Jizọs number one big offense ịghọtaịrụ a paint of Gary ego nche ego Gary n'iwe big man masị banalụ ịkọwa na oke na-ebe ụka nke ga-eme mekwere m udo mama me ma dadalozie anyị nọ eke ikechile elu eke gị ọwatụ masị banalụ ọdụ kọnsat ojishike ere eleswet weta ga na gọọmenti eleswet masị banalụ abụọ na ndị ahụ steeti total galeni ha ji nwaanyị ha rugbutere n'ọcha anyị bịa na-ekwe na-emosi demida na mada akwedịrị ebe Biafra kwe gabata anyị nọ na Sana FM ọ na-etolu Sana FM oge naanị pastọ anaghị amịra kampenu debe ahụ ha chọrọ igbu ịbata ha gide egbutere pastọ Charles Obenna ya na mamisarat ha niile atụrụ anyị gbagara nga ha niile ha nwegara ụzọ anyị ga-emecha Fulani amata ndị Igbo ya gị na-agbawa mbulet anyị laa a na-emecha anyị gaa ka dara igbe anyị ga Genocide tụkọba timas ndị Igbo anyị dị gaa na ngwa skul gaa pi anyị na-ekiri na blọk road tụtụrụ ọnụ fọs ma ndị ezi anyị niile tobe ndị Igbo enwe isi ndị oriri onye abụrụ ọnụ eze ụmụawa difendị ụmụawa rụọ ọgbaka abacha ya ọkụrụ ọsọ n'ala ebe enweghị dede m ka ha lụcha ruo gat imigreshọn ọfis oyimi nọ n'ụmụawa kipụ sọvilans ka anyị ghọta ndị ọcha si abata n'ụmụawa doshi oche bekara ụwa kpọrọ ike ndị Igbo eze abịa bụ okike ụwa lekwa afanụ ọnwezi dịrị m sị na m gara gị apịa dị ele m taa lekwe ndị dị Chike dozie ka ọ na-emepe elu n'udo na-adede na tịkarị chere tebụl FM arụta onye ọbụla so obute gị chi ndị ọcha n'ala ahụ elekwe IT n'ime ala gị na-akwara anyị aka eke gị na-agba aka ebe were gị na-agba aka ebe afọ gị na-agba aka ebe nkwọ gị na-agba aka ebe onye ndị Igbo na-azụ afọ mfọ oje ọkọnkọ
Oh, hell Biafra. Thank you very much, Mazindewo. Okay, this is where we bring this program to an end. Thank you very much for being part of this program this day. Today being the 7th day of June 2024. My name is Mazi, Sochima, Mbanali. And remember that this program starts by 5 a.m. Biafra time and ends by 7 Biafra time. Thank you and do have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Stop rationalizing and come up with some good intent and all the peoples around the world. For God's sake, stop giving your democratically elected governments the benefit of the doubt. They are not deserving of that. They are not. Stop rationalizing whatever your government is doing. Stop rationalizing and come up with some good intentions. They have no good intentions. Never. As I said before, in the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite concerned about the well-being of regular people. And it isn't any different now. Why should it? Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because I can tell you, you cannot comply your way out of a tyranny. It is impossible. Trying to do so, you will only feed a gigantic alligator in the hopes of being eaten last. But guess what? Your turn will come, and then you will be the one swallowed up. I also have to ask the people, end your silence. Speak up. For God's sake, stop complying. Start rebelling. They're out to get you if you do not resist. I would also urge you to stop voting for those who inflict this psychological abuse on you, who mock you for their own good. In order to deal with this unfree world, to defy this unfree world, I have decided to become so absolutely free that my very existence is an act of rebellion. And that's what we all need to do.
So